It is happening. A coup d'etat in Russia. Yevgeny Viktorovich Prigoschin, the head of the Wagner mercenary group, told Russians in a video that the whole justification for their war was a lie, and merely an excuse for a small group of scumbags to promote themselves and deceive the public and president. Events have moved very quickly since then. Prigozhin accused the military of staging a deadly shelling on his men in Ukraine, but the military denied it, and he failed to produce the kind of evidence he often does. Late on Friday, he announced his march for justice was underway. His force of 25,000 would just be the tactical reserve, and the whole of the army and the whole country would be their strategic reserve. General Sergei Surovkin, deputy commander of forces in Ukraine, appealed to him to step back and submit to President Putin's authority. But by morning, Prigoschin's men had reached Rostov. We are inside the military headquarters. This could be history in the making. Does he have a chance? What does this mean for Ukraine? What will happen to Putin? And why is a civil war in Russia the absolute worst case scenario for the world? This is an important video. Welcome to Dark New World. This is pure chaos. Before we jump right into this, I have to tell you that the world is a weird place. What looks like Tom Clancy's wet dream is our reality right now. At the moment, there is a Wagner convoy en route to Moscow to overthrow the government. We have Wagner on one side and the Russian army on the other. But a surprising thing is that parts of the army seems to refuse to stop Wagner. They already reached the city of Rostov with little to no resistance. We have unconfirmed reports of 3 shot down Russian helicopters by Wagner forces. Wagner tanks are rolling through Rostov. This is real. But it also feels like something fundamentally is off. Russian TV channels got hacked and play the statements of Prigozhin all over the country. President Vladimir Putin held a speech last night in which he told the military to stop the traitors. In the televised address, Putin said that excessive ambitions and vested interest have led to treason, and called the mutiny a stab in the back. It is a blow to Russia, to our people, and our actions to defend the motherland against such threat will be harsh. All those who deliberately stepped on the path of betrayal, who prepared an armed insurrection, who took the path of blackmail and terrorist methods, will suffer inevitable punishment, will answer both to the law and to our people. Prigozhin had demanded that Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu and Valery Gerasimov, Chief of the General Staff, whom he has pledged to oust over what he says is their disastrous leadership of the war against Ukraine, come to see him in Rostov, a city near the Ukrainian border that he said he had seized control of. He had said he had 25,000 fighters who would restore justice, and had alleged, without providing evidence, that the military had killed a huge number of fighters from his Wagner private militia in an airstrike, something the defense ministry denied. Prigozhin's Wagner militia spearheaded the capture of the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut last month, and he has for months been openly accusing Shoigu and Gerasimov of incompetence and of denying Wagner ammunition and support. The war was needed so that Shoigu could become a marshal, so that he could get a second Hero of Russia medal. The war wasn't needed to demilitarize or denazify Ukraine, referring to Putin's justification of the war. In one of the many overnight frenzied audio messages, he had then made clear that he was moving against the army. The Russian Defense Ministry denounced the actions as a criminal venture and called on Wagner fighters to return to the deployment point. The ministry said it would ensure their safety. Prigozhin posted a video of himself in Rostov-on-Don at the Russian military headquarters that oversees the fighting in Ukraine. He claimed that his forces had military facilities in the city under their control, including the airfield. Other videos posted on social media showed military vehicles, including tanks, on the street outside. The current situation holds significant implications for the future course of events. For Prigozhin to achieve his goals, he must continue pushing towards Moscow, as it remains the ultimate prize. As of now, the forces have successfully reached Rostov-on-Don, a major southern city. However, the path to Moscow is still long and an arduous one. The next significant obstacle they will encounter on their journey is the city of Voronezh. If Prigozhin forces can overcome this hurdle, then Moscow truly faces imminent danger. The decisive factor in this unfolding drama lies in the behavior of the Russian army. At present, there appears to be minimal resistance from the armed forces. If substantial factions within the army choose to align themselves with Wagner, the regime in Moscow will find itself in grave jeopardy. The loyalty and unity of the military will play a crucial role in determining the outcome of this power struggle. The stakes are extraordinarily high, as the fate of the current regime hangs in the balance. But the implications reach far beyond Russia's borders, as the geopolitical landscape could undergo a seismic shift. The stability of the region and international relations are at stake, as the world watches with trepidation. Amidst the chaos, the whereabouts of Putin himself remain shrouded in uncertainty. Unconfirmed reports suggest that his personal plane has departed for the Urals, leaving Moscow behind. The implication of his potential absence adding a chilling layer of intrigue to the already intricate web of events unfolding. Complicating matters further is the presence of multiple factions locked in a silent war within the very heart of Moscow. As the mask comes off and true intentions are revealed, the city becomes a powder keg primed for bloodshed. The stage is set for ruthless power struggles among these clandestine groups, intensifying the sense of impending chaos in the Kremlin. Meanwhile, the international community closely observes the spectacle, with Ukraine holding a particularly vested interest. For Ukraine, this may be the pivotal moment they have long awaited. Seizing upon the opportunity presented by the turmoil in Moscow, they can exploit the distraction to make significant gains on the battlefield and regain control over contested territories. This escalating crisis offers them a narrow window of opportunity to decisively alter the course of the ongoing war. In the face of Moscow's distraction, Ukraine may contemplate audacious plans, such as the complete destruction of the Kerch Bridge, a symbolic and strategic move that would cripple Russian operations. The timing seems ideal, as the chaos engulfs Moscow, possibly reducing the likelihood of a swift and forceful retaliation. As the saying goes, never interrupt the enemy when he's making a mistake. Thus, behind closed doors in Kiev, meticulous strategies are likely being devised, capitalizing on the chance to shift the balance of power. While the potential coup in Russia may be viewed as advantageous for Ukraine, its ramifications could pose a grave threat to global security. It is crucial to recognize that Russia possesses a substantial nuclear arsenal, numbering over 5,000 weapons. If this coup indeed escalates into a full-blown civil war, the international community cannot afford to be mere spectators. A military intervention would become a necessity, as warlords vying for control would dangerously vie for control over these nuclear assets. And the historical context is essential to comprehend the gravity of the situation. Past revolutions in Russia were undoubtedly violent, but they occurred in an era devoid of nuclear weapons. Now, the stakes have soared to unparalleled heights. Should this crisis persist and spiral out of control, the consequences will be dire. The world would find itself in peril, grappling with the urgency of a conflict over one of the largest nuclear arsenals on the planet. It becomes an additional and harrowing challenge to add to an already extensive list of global concerns. The next 48 hours carry immense weight and will undoubtedly shape the course of history. Whether this coup proves successful or sparks the flames of a protracted civil war, the world will be a witness to an important event. The 21st century will be forever defined by the outcome, as the conflict over control of this formidable nuclear arsenal looms ominously. I will try to keep you updated, but things are happening really fast. Imagine the war in Ukraine escalates into World War III. This video explains how this war could blow up quickly. It is the first part of a series, and I will continue it very soon. And on the right, we talk about the danger of a civil war in the US. If you like this video, then like and subscribe. My name is Dennis. Thank you for watching and goodbye.